Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of QHSE Concepts. And what I brought the topic in front of you today is hazard communication. So, hazard communication has a very important role to play in any workshop, site, or environment of the company, which are type of fabrication companies, or let's say it's a very big workshop. It can be a refinery, it can be any working site kind of environment. So today's video will you will learn about how to communicate effectively within an organization and what steps to take to identify such hazards and how to communicate about them. So topic, there are toxic substances in the form of solids, liquids and gases, mists and vapors that may cause breathing problems in all kind of sites that we have, or any oil and gas refinery, or it can be anything. It can be even in a desert environment. There are toxic substances all around us. So the key to control the hazards of the toxic substance is to avoid or minimize the entry of these substances into the body. So we have to take due care that all these toxic substances around us are not inhaled by us, or not ingressed by us, or by eaten, or either in the form of it can be vapor, it can be liquid, it can be solid. So in every which way we have to ensure that it doesn't enter our body. So employees handling chemicals should be familiar with the safety data sheet. So for example, if somebody is doing pickling and passivation in a company for which is cleaning SS pipes, they need to know the chemicals first. They need to see the safety data sheets, MSDS, and then they should be familiar with them. Not only that, it should be posted in the site where the work is going on, and one copy should be always available in the with the safety department and in the offices. So when handling chemicals, you need to be familiar with the chemical product, and you need to seek advice from safety and your supervisor, immediate supervisor. So avoid inhaling of the vapors and fumes. For that you can use mask, and also there are appropriate masks for appropriate chemicals. So they must all be properly dealt with. You can't use let's say a cloth, or a normal mask for kind of activity which requires special masks. So that should be known to the safety and to the supervisor which is handling that job. So avoid inhaling the vapors and fumes. Never sniff the liquid by your mouth or nose. You try to sniff and then you come to know this product is very dangerous, hazardous. So what are the types of hazards? Now, amongst all kinds of hazards are there in the site. I've brought some primary hazards to your notice, which is motion kind of hazard, mechanical equipment working, that kind of hazard. So there is chemical hazard, electrical, electricity is a very big hazard if one is not knowing what to do in kind of emergency. And also there are electrical hazards are there in every site almost. So there are pressure, hazardous pressure, or some pressure generated by some equipment, that can be hazard. So gravity related hazards. Then noise is a very big hazard. These are the silent killers. Noise, we are thinking, okay, noise will not be a big problem for me and all that, but over a period of time people lose their hearing once they reach their 50s and 60s, and that is due to being in a site which is having a lot of noise, or exposed to a lot of noise. Then you have biological hazards, biological wastes, and you have biological hazards. Then radiation is of course a big hazard in our industry, where we do non-destructive testing with radiography source. We are using X-rays, we are using gamma rays. So highly risky environment. There are procedures and there are so many things we put in place. Still radiation is continuing to be an hazard. Then temperature is of course an hazard. In Middle East I have seen that we are working during the summer in elevated temperatures. We are also having temperature during the when we are exposed to some equipments where plasma cutting is going on, CNC welding. So temperature is also another one of the main components of hazard. So this hazard must be identified based on activity and preventive controls measures must be taken, and it must be captured in the COSHHE study. The COSHHE is being control of substance of hazardous to health and environment. And also Hazid. Hazid is the hazard identification methodology. And Hazops. Hazops is also hazard operability. Now all these COSHHE, Hazid and Hazop are such a topic that another separate videos can be made on that. I hope you do search, and we will come up with that kind of explanation video in our coming days and weeks. Then there is also hazard risk assessment, which is very important. If you are want to become a safety inspector, you must know this. Also, production supervisors in charge of the activity must know this. And we should always involve the subject matter experts, which we call SMEs, because they know about the crane more, they know about the equipment more than us. So we need to involve them during the hazard assessment, risk assessments. So employees in any company need to identify the unsafe acts and unsafe conditions, which need to record and communicate to management through safety observation cards. If in your company you have safety observation card system, or we have suggestions, feedback, there must be some mechanism by which employees will directly can give the suggestion to the management or safety, because we have 5 cards, then we have observation cards, we call them help cards, so such mechanism. So suitable risk assessment is to be carried out and must be communicated to all the employees involved in the handling of the chemical or special products, substances. So this way we can identify the hazard and communicate effectively within the organization. So today's video was a very short identification and how to deal with hazard communication within an organization. So this text I will just print, text I will copy paste in the some description, and you can go through this, very informative. Thanks for watching quality, health and safety concepts, and this channel is, as I told always, that will improve your learning of quality, safety, environment related matters. And we will always bring out small videos to help you understand about welding, NDT, quality assurance and quality control, environmental and also health related safety topics. So be tuned, subscribe and like the channel. Thank you very much.